Right. For some reason it said, hang on, hold on while I try and set it all up again.
Okay.
The stream was broken. It's a YouTube problem.
Computer says no.
Right, we're definitely a YouTube problem, so it's 2 secs. Okay, let's go. Done.
Okay.
Go live. Go live. You're live.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome everyone to this Sandwich Town Council November Planning Committee meeting. I'd just like to congratulate Councillor Fortescue for his birthday today on behalf of the committee. And I'd like to thank Simon Mallet for going to the STC Planning meeting on our behalf. Okay. Item 1. Apologies for absence received.
Councillor Marie has a work meeting.
Item 2. Minutes of the Planning Committee. To approve the minutes of the Planning Committee held on Monday the 13th of October 2025 and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered.
Mr. Chairman, you might have missed one of the items, declaration of interest.
You're right there. I'm zooming because it's... Okay. Yeah. Item 2. Declaration of interest. To receive any declaration of disclosable pecuniary interest from members in respect of business being transacted on the agenda. No? Okay. Item 3. Minutes of the Planning Committee. To approve the minutes of the Planning Committee held on Monday 13th October 2025 and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered elsewhere in this agenda.
Propose acceptance of the minutes as seen.
Do you have a second that? Yeah. All in favour?
One abstention.
You sit down.
Yeah, I know you wasn't there.
Did say that 1 or 2 abstentions? 1.
Item 4. Public participation. A 20-minute session is set aside for members of the public to make representations at the meeting in respect of the business on the agenda. Individual representation should not exceed 5 minutes. Written notice of the desire to exercise the right to speak, together with the topic to be addressed, must be given to the town clerk at least 4 hours in advance of the meeting.
We have 1 member of public.
Okay.
Good evening. Good evening, councillors. My name is Ben Godden and I live on Dover Road in Sandwich. I'd like to bring something to your attention. In June 2018, there was a planning application submitted for the redevelopment of the former Kumar Nursery site on Dover Road. As a result of this, the issued planning permission has an omission of a very key point. Background is the new site access, which involved the demolition of number 121 Dover Road, removed up to 7 on-street parking spaces on Dover Road. Kent County Council Highways and the developer agreed that these would be replaced in the lay-by within the development's access road. The requirement appeared in the developer's own transport statement, KCC consultation responses and the committee report itself, which was produced by the Dover District Council Planning Officer. It's now come to light that this condition is not in the planning permission. The evidence is a transport statement from the developer's own hand was the build-outs on Dover Road will result in the displacement of parking and therefore additional parking will be provided within the internal access road. 6 visitor parking spaces are proposed along the access road to replace the parking displaced. KCC Highways in October 2019 and January 2020 noted there were 7 spaces and demanded it be increased to 7 spaces, which was accepted by the developer. They also proposed a condition which stated provision and permanent retention of the vehicle parking spaces shown on submitted plans, including, importantly, unrestricted access to the 7 replacement spaces. The Planning Committee report in March 2020 repeated this statement verbatim. The decision noticed the final permission removed the words unrestricted access, effectively turning these replacement spaces into private visitor bays for the development. So the consequence of this is the permission does not reflect the committee's resolution and public parking capacity on Dover Road has been permanently reduced. This was something which this committee voiced twice in rejections to this development in August 2018 and March 2017. The change dramatically undermines KCC's technical advice and erodes transparency in the planning decisions. Even the developer's own customer service director refers to these spaces as overflow from Dover Road. So I have submitted my own stage 1 complaint, which has been rejected. However, the planning officer accepted the KCC's Highways recommended unrestricted access to 7 replacement spaces, and that the committee report mentioned it. However, they claim the final wording did not require public access, and this requirement might not meet the national test for conditions, which it will. He stated the council lacks the powers to compel the developer to provide public use and cannot amend the permission without developer consent. And this reasoning is disputed and can be lawfully reinstated under section 96A of the Town and Country Planning Act of 1990. The National Policy Framework, paragraph 56, states that it must be necessary, relevant, enforceable, precise and reasonable. Necessary, it mitigates the loss of 7 parking spaces caused by the new access. Relevant, it concerns highway safety, which is a condition, which is something which is central to Sandwich Town Council. Related development, it only appears to apply in the site's access and internal road. Enforcement and precise, it's in the lay-by, wording is clear and checkable. Reasonable, it uses the developer's own layout and adds no extra burden, and the statutory highway authority explicitly required this condition. So I'm asking Sandwich Town Council to write to Dover District Council's Head of Planning to request that this is amended to include the correct conditions. I have submitted my own stage 2 complaint requesting the reinstatement of the unrestricted access wording, and I would also ask Sandwich Town Council to urge DDC to ensure that all future conditions match exactly what the committee actually approves. The removal of this wording from the planning consent is a procedural error which is easily corrected under 96A, which allows for which does allow for a non-material amendment to fix clerical or wording errors, and Dover District Council has used this in 2001 the Woodnesborough Lane East Street development, and it would restore the committee approved condition, which is the including unrestricted access to 7 replacement parking spaces. So I'm asking, what would Sandwich Town Council be able to do to assist, please?
Maybe you're concerned, but actually this isn't actually on the agenda to be discussed tonight, is it? So I don't know if we could go. I think it's better go to our district councillors.
Yeah, we do have to give a reply to the gentleman about what we're going to do. Just to put this in context for anybody that doesn't know, this is Alice Gardens, the access to what's called Alice Gardens, which is right opposite the technology school. So during term time, you've got a high emphasis on teachers, visitors, parents, all sorts of people parking there. And this was all totally agreed by KCC previously.
Good evening, Ben.
Hello.
So, Councillor Franklin's right. We should only have public participation in terms of agenda items. So what I would suggest is, if you can leave your correspondence with us, we can't respond in the round, off the back, and a number of councillors here will have not been here at the time. In any case, there's a lot of detail you've given. We need to reflect on that. So I would suggest it should be an agenda item for next time, then it will be on the agenda, and then we can decide what action we take. We can't have you presenting, just in terms of process this evening, I want you to write, and we say we will write. It just isn't, it's not acceptable, particularly as we're only a consultee in the process. So that would be my suggestion, is that we take receipt of what you've written. We then have an opportunity ourselves as a committee to review the content, and then we can discuss it at the next agenda.
The next planning meeting. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, the built-in delay, but
I'll second that.
Would you email me
Everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You prepared for a lot of documents. And there's a lot I've got.
Okay. But that way we can get it all together. Yeah, that'd be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to join the planning committee?
Sorry, I just would say you do need to recognise we are a consultee, we're not a statutory authority. And if a statutory authority has already been consulted by you and they've given you a response, it will be difficult. I'm not saying that we shouldn't write, it will be difficult to move the immovable. So I'm just saying that. It's worth recognising that.
Thank you for your concern.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I just add that Mr. Godden has tried to approach both the Dover District Councillors,
Yeah.
and one hasn't even got back to him at all, and the other one got back and said that they're trying to follow up on it. So that's why he's come to this
Yeah, but
committee.
no, it's good that you can approach and talk to us, isn't it? But I say we'll put it on to the next meeting.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
get you, not,
That's all right.
useful. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Feel
Okay.
free to go if you want to.
Thank you very much for your time.
You've got this town clerk back.
That's it. Brilliant. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you. Okay. Item 5, planning application. To receive and comment on the application made to DDC on which STC are consultants. 25/01136. Window replacement, front west elevation, replace 3 number front sashes and 2 number half sashes. Rear east elevation, replace 1 number half sash to first floor window. Curfew House, 28 St Peter Street, Sandwich, CT 139BW.
So I was just going to say, tonight's all about windows and,
Yeah.
and frames and stuff, so that's great, it makes it easy, I suppose. But these are essential renovations to the property, and I think we should support the application. Replacement sash windows will be in redwood, which is a much tougher, durable product. It will be painted white, and the planned works take account of the property being in the conservation area and Grade 2 listed. I can't see any pitfalls unless somebody else can.
Yeah, Historic England actually merited this application on the quality of its application. So I'd like to propose that we recommend this planning application highly.
Yeah, well, but you're seconding that, yeah. You've seconded it, yeah, okay. All in favour that we recommend this application? Yeah. All agrees? Yeah, 25/01013. Erection of a garage, existing garage to be demolished, Poplar Nursery, Richard Road, Sandwich, CT 139JE. So it's a whole building being knocked down, isn't it?
I think this is, sorry Mr Chairman, I think this is a massive improvement. It's a concrete prefab, and it's going to be re-erected in better quality materials, wood and better quality materials. And it doesn't overlook any other garden, it's right at the end of the garden, so I propose recommendation for this application.
This is a very much larger garage than was existing at the moment. My concern is that it might at some time in the future be used independently of the house in front. The actual building would be behind the neighbouring property. It's not behind the application property. So I would think there ought to be a condition that the building should only be used ancillary to the use of the house.
Yeah, I think there's only one driveway, isn't there? I think it's right.
Yeah, so I sort of second guess that concerning the longer term, but the application is for replacing the garage, and I think that's what we're agreeing tonight. So we can't put in, I think, things you can't do, but I think we should support it because it is an improvement, but yes, we might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, they'd have to get a change of use, so they can't use it as an occupiable residence or anything like that at all. And if they do so, then they can be fined.
Yes, it's just for office as well as parking use, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we've got proposer and the seconder. And we
Seconder, that's what you all agreed?
I proposed it.
Yes. Okay. 25/01100. Replacement 4 number timber sash roofs to front and rear elevation 31 Paradise Road, Sandwich, Kent. This is in conservation area, isn't it? I think they've already done these.
Sorry.
Okay.
We've done that one.
We're doing
We're on 01100. So I'd like to propose we accept this because it's very similar to the earlier one. However, it is retrospective, but let's not waste time being very unhappy about retrospective applications because the only smoke that gets consumed is our own. I'd like to propose we accept it.
Got a second that?
I'll second that
All
then.
in favour? Yeah. Thank you. 25/01094. Replacement of 4 number windows, door and canopy to front frame elevation Dell Cottage, 27 Dell Street, Sanders, CT 13 9HD. I think that's where a car caught alight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Councillor.
I thought the application really wasn't very satisfactory,
No, same here.
and I found the hand-drawn drawings not very clear, and I think some message should be sent to the people proposing this that they should try and come up with a better application in the future.
Well, I live in Dell Street, just literally down the road from this, and these relatively new owners of this property did suffer quite a trauma
Yeah.
having the car burst into flames in front of their house and take out the windows and the doors.
Yeah.
So
Is it an urgent need and that can be
it
done?
is no,
It is.
yeah.
Councillor.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate what Councillor Fortescue has said. It would have been better to have had scale drawings of the windows that are being replaced. These properties are all in the conservation area. It's very, very important that we know what it's being replaced with. So with all consideration to the trauma they've suffered, I would prefer to, I'm going to abstain, but I would prefer to see better quality drawings of what's been put in.
So my view is I will support it because it is a piece of work that again it is in urgent need of doing.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I think actually the windows have started to arrive today to be done. However, notwithstanding that, they have consulted with Alison Cummings. She has guided them along the way, so I'm content in terms of the right person and right team in DDC being consulted. And in terms of the description, whilst the drawings aren't good, the description gives me a level of confidence around that they want to improve the windows rather than just mirror what was there before.
Did you want to, Councillor Hodge?
Yeah, I would support it. My only comment on this is it didn't happen that long ago, so they've dealt with this remarkably quickly. So all credit to the insurers and the agents and everyone involved.
So we have a proposal then.
Second that.
Second, if you're all in favour of support this application, we have, you abstaining?
Abstaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Got a non-consultee on TC/25/00148 Falwell Gumtree situated within a conservation area, Whitefriars 34 New Street, Sandwich, Kent. That's unusual, isn't
What
it?
does that mean?
Well, it's just, remember last,
Noting it.
yes, last month, we had lots of trees come through. And we also, well, why aren't the drawings there? So I went back to them and asked them, and they said, well, because you're not an official consultee.
No.
Councillor Carter asked for the details,
I did.
so I put them on just because, as you said, we need to know what's going on.
We do.
So, yeah, they're not going to consult us on it, but it's there.
Yeah, I'll give you eucalyptus or something. So you want to place. Okay, thank you.
Can I ask Mr. Chairman what's happening about the tree warden?
No idea at the moment.
She said she
No
was.
resolution.
Would it be possible for the town clerk to contact her? Because she said she was taking leave of absence due to ill health, but
Yeah.
that was about
She was not well.
6 months.
Ah.
Could we have confirmation of that?
Yeah,
We want confirmation that she's ill.
we
No, it's only got one for you.
Yes, it is.
No, I think she'll wait till she comes back, I think.
It's an ongoing thing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Debilitating.
if she's got, I can ask, but I don't think I'll get very much information.
I think I would refer back to her original correspondence because
Yeah.
I think she left it on the basis that
I-
she would make a
better.
decision when she was able and ready.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be
No.
hounding's the wrong word. We shouldn't be chasing something.
Well, I can email to Dover Planning Department.
No, she's
She's a volunteer.
She's a volunteer who sits
Oh.
on, who has
Right.
sat on this,
Yeah.
but she hasn't always actually been here in person. What she has done is she's tended to write up reports on particular
Oh, okay.
related
I
matters,
didn't know that.
all voluntarily.
Oh, could I just say, Deal were in the same situation and they've recruited another tree warden on a temporary basis. And I think
Yeah.
that's what this council should do.
I think we should just wait till she's better. We should advise her that she's not going to do it anymore.
Her
It's not
ill-
very nice.
Her and this is a very long-term illness.
I know it is.
It may not.
But we've got to support as much as we can, I believe.
So can I just suggest we can take this conversation outside? I'll talk to Sophie about this.
Yeah.
We really shouldn't be having a debate.
No,
inside.
no. Okay.
Well, it's a part of the planning process,
Yeah, 'cause this
councillor.
is-
Yeah, it's
sorry,
about an individual.
excuse me,
It's
sorry.
about an individual.
This is about an individual.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the individual's personal circumstance. I'm making a request. This council is here as a consultee as part of the planning process.
Yeah.
And that's what we're supposed to do.
Then
We've
if
already
you want
lost
to put-
all our DDC support. We've now lose. I'm just.
We do know, councillor,
I'm just
we do know, you only
So
research.
Deal were in the same situation, and I spoke to one of the Deal councillors today, and the Deal councillor said that they are recruiting a temporary tree warden in the meantime. And that's all I'm asking, is if this council could look into it.
Okay,
That's
this is
all I'm
not
asking.
on the agenda right now.
No.
No,
Okay.
okay, I'll ask for it to be on the next one.
Okay.
It's a shame you can't ask two questions at a simple meeting.
Councillor Carter, I just wanted to mention that Deal is a lot larger than Sandwich with a much bigger population, and you can't compare like for like necessarily regarding her circumstances. And I think she's made it very clear with what her current situation is, and we need to respect that.
Okay.
I think that's the
And
bottom
just
line.
to repeat, I will speak to the town clerk and we will decide how to deal with it
Yeah.
appropriately.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, Item 6, withdrawn planning applications.
Democracy is dying.
There are no planning applications that have been withdrawn at the time of issuing this agenda. Item 7, planning decisions. To receive and note latest decisions taken by Dover District Council on new planning applications. I propose we note this. Note it.
Yeah.
All in favour that we note it?
I'll second that.
Okay, why don't we note it? Yeah, okay, thank you. Item 8, street furniture application. To receive and consider any applications made to DDC in relation to a street furniture consent application under the Local Government Miscellaneous Provision Act 1982. Local Government Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1982, street furniture consent. Please note, none to consider at the time of issuance agenda.
Noted.
Agree. All agree that we know? Item 9, licensing. To consider and note any licensing notices for sandwich. Please note, none to consider at the time of issuing this agenda.
Do we have to minute all of them that we've
We
just
don't.
spoken?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Must be drift
We're
now.
noting nothing.
For sure.
We're on number 10 now, enforcement.
Yeah, nothing's no.
No. Correspondence. To receive and consider correspondence relating to planning matters, including notification of appeals against refusal of planning.
Nothing's no.
Dover District
Oh,
Council.
we do, they've got attachment 11,
Attachment 11.
and then, yeah, which was here. Really just a copy of it was the, does anybody want to comment really on the draft archaeology of Dover supplementary planning document? Does anybody feel strongly?
No.
Not within this planning committee, no. We've all, I think we, well, most of us will have had our email, in their case direct, so.
Right, just checking.
Yeah, it's to do, it's the Dover town, so.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You bet. Item 12, Dover District Council planning update from Dover District Councillors.
We got an email from Councillor Morehouse this afternoon, so I'm just going to read it out and I'll attach it to minutes. Good afternoon, Sophie. With respect to the STC Planning Committee meeting this evening, herewith are my DDC updates. With respect to the below email from Claire Dethier, which I shared with all Sandwich Town Councillors on the 15th of October, I am at present trying to ascertain convenient dates to meet up with Claire, but these are likely to be in the new year. I received a member from the STC Planning Committee of the Planning Committee about reconsidering my position on resigning. However, he's been appointed member of the Overview and Scrutiny Committee, which meets on the same evening. Nevertheless, I will update the Planning Committee via email to STC to be read at the Planning Committee meeting like this. Finally, on 26th of October, I reported the condition of 4 Upper Strand Street, Sandwich, known as Lee House, to Planning Enforcement at DDC. It is located between and adjoins Melbourne House on one side and a shop known as Coral Ridley on the other, in one of the most attractive parts of the Sandwich Conservation Area. As this is turning into an urgent problem, I was asked to seek some intervention from officers at DDC as necessary. Neighbouring residents are increasingly concerned about the state of this house, which has been standing empty for about 5 years. Some of these residents have met the person who owns the house fairly recently, and she apparently knows how the house is steadily deteriorating, but is doing nothing about it. The house is full of furniture and very seriously damp. The owner has recently left a back window open, and this no doubt would have allowed birds and vermin to enter. DDC have set up an enforcement case to investigate this matter with Calvin Giaconelli appointed as case officer. He will update me once initial investigations have returned. Warmest regards, Mark Morehouse. And you've all seen the email from Claire Dethier before, or do you want me to read that one as well?
Please.
Okay. Dear Councillor Morehouse, please accept my apologies for not getting back to you. The latest situation is that following the matter being considered at full council twice, the members of, this is the, this one. Voting against the motion borough forward to pursue further escalation enforcement relating to the property, including exploring legal routes to potential compulsory purchase of the site if matters cannot be resolved through other means. Planning and enforcement case has been closed. This is following the updates given at full council, which included, and there was a long complex history relating to the site. The property deteriorated further last year and officers arranged for a survey. Officers have considered what action is open to the council. In terms of taking formal action, there are two discrete processes that would need to be undertaken. Firstly, the serving of listed building urgent works notice. This notice enables a local authority to carry out urgent works for preservation of a listed building. This process is restricted to urgent works for emergency repairs, and can only require the minimum works necessary and must not result in great expense for owners. Financial circumstances for the owner should be considered as well. In the case of 57 New Street, this would require erection and hire of specifically structural scaffolding. A quote has been obtained and the cost would be in the region of 84,000. It's unknown how long scaffolding will be required to be in place. Realistically, it would be likely for a year. This would need to be in place until the building is restored. The building would be safeguarded, but this would not result in the restoration of the building. The second stage would involve a two-part process of firstly serving a repairs notice, which is a precursor to compulsory purchase and must be served to give the notice the opportunity to carry out the works required. Secondly, following a 2-month period after the service of the notice, reasonable steps not be taken for the preservation of the building. The council can proceed with compulsory purchase of the building or could withdraw the notice. In terms of cost of proceeding to the second stage, in 2017 estimated the costs to be in the region of 800,000. This is likely to be significantly more now, considering the increase in material costs and labour. The building has also deteriorated. This cost did not include compensation payable to the owner for CPO in the property, which would be in addition to that. Wow. When serving the repairs notice, councils are advised to establish a strategy for the repair and disposal of the property. This usually involves a council having an agreement and funding arrangement in place with a developer to help complete the project. Without this, the Secretary of State may not be satisfied that the means and resources for securing the repair will be available and could decline the CPO. It is unlikely due to the substantial costs involved that the developer would be interested in taking this forward. Let me know if you'd like to meet to discuss this further and I will send some dates over. So, right.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, could I ask the one that Councillor Morehouse sent through this evening, could I have a copy of the report that he sent through?
The report, just this email?
Yeah, just the, well, I've got an email from him at 1826, but it doesn't have an attachment.
This is not, there's no attachment, is it just, I printed out his email.
Oh, okay.
It says, yes, I mean, I will attach the email to the minutes of the...
Thank you very much, that's
no worries.
most kind of you, thank you.
Okay.
Chair, does this committee have a budget?
I don't think so, does it?
Because I'm just wondering if I'm not happy with that response from DEC, and I'm sure many people aren't. I was just wondering if it's worth looking at the possibility of seeking a legal opinion.
I'll second that.
I mean, this does go back to the full town council, doesn't it? So the full town council would like to pick it up, doesn't it?
I mean,
There
they're
should be
basically saying they're just
Yeah, but
happy,
yeah, from here.
they're basically saying they're just happy for the property to fall apart.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, someone comes along and bulldozes it,
can't be
clears it.
required.
I did, Colin, I don't know if you saw, I didn't reply to Mark Morehouse's email, because I think something ought to be done, because obviously Dover are washing their hands of it, so.
It might be a matter that I think there might be a matter that, you know, the finance committee might have to, progress it further.
All we need to do is just get
No, we haven't got no budget.
a legal opinion, don't we, that's all.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we've got no budget to get
No.
solicitors.
Can I recommend that that's put forward to full council? Councillor Wiles's recommendation.
Well, I think we need to do some more research on this before we
What's
do that.
that?
Don't
We've
just-
got the whole budget setting thing happening a week on,
Soon,
Oh,
so
good,
we can obviously,
look at it.
Discuss it, can't we?
that I think,
Yeah.
rather than taking it as an issue to the full council.
So, if somebody does have a view of challenging this, they need to be very clear about what the challenge is. We can't just say, let's put £5,000 aside for advisors. We've got many recent examples of where we've spent money on advice. We need to be very clear about what it is we need, because I've read that response from DDC and it's very clear about they are not willing to take any action.
No.
So the question is, what are we going to challenge them on? We can challenge them on the legality of their position, that they are the statutory planning authority. So whoever feels that we should spend money needs to articulate very clearly what legal advice we're seeking, because any solicitor will pick up the opportunity to earn £2,000 to £5,000 with a scant commission. We have to go with it, because it's residents' money that we're spending.
If you're going, first of all, this is a big issue in the town.
It is.
And it reflects badly on us to some extent, even though we're not directly responsible. Secondly, if you are to seek advice, you have to go to a specialist barrister, not to a local.
£500 an hour or something.
And let's not dismiss this council and individual councillors have done a significant amount of effort on trying to challenge the process that sits with DDC. People have been to planning meetings and challenged. I've taken it to the leader of DDC on more than one occasion. Councillor Morehouse has done it. Other councillors elsewhere might have done it. There have been petitions possibly. It's been in the press. So whatever we think we can do, we need to find a gap that we sensibly can plug. And if somebody's able and willing to do that, brilliant.
Yeah, otherwise it could
Yeah.
cost money we won't get anywhere.
Yeah. If it's a barrister's advice, well.
I'm not suggesting we do go ahead, but my question would be accountability for inaction so far. That's what I would like to know why. I know we've got all those continuing explanations of, you know, but what happened when the work that was scheduled didn't go ahead? So that would just.
I mean, this is 15 plus years
Yeah.
of inactivity, so it's not current administration.
Longer than that. 3 decades.
Kick the can down the road.
Okay, so if somebody's willing to go and investigate,
I'm willing
case.
to do
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
research on it. If it's a dead end, I'll say so.
Yeah.
If there are, from what I can see, local authorities have many discretionary powers. What we need to look for is an actual duty
Yes.
to take action.
I'm happy to support you if you need any support on that. I've got history going back 18
I know
years.
it could be a waste of time, but I mean the other approach is with the owner who has been to various meetings, and maybe some pressure can be applied in that direction. I don't know. We can't just give up on it.
No, exactly.
No, it's nice to tell us it's hands, isn't it? That was
There was, I'm sure.
Also, Mr. Chairman, there is a possibility we may get some pro bono help with this, because there's a number of residents in the town who are either surveyors or in the law profession, and as you quite rightly just stated a minute ago, this is a very strong issue in the town. So if Councillor Wiles and I are able to get any pro bono support, then it wouldn't cost the council a penny.
all happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the action really from that is, at this point, Councillor Wiles and Councillor Carter will research possible legal avenues.
That's great, thank you.
Item 13, date of next planning committee meeting, Monday 8th of December 2025. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.